Hello and welcome to Tip of the Spear, a Lancer actual play, run by me, Lavender Gardens. We're on episode, I want to say 7?
It is 7, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, episode 7. Yeah, let me introduce the cast. We have Brelly Blue.
Hello, I'm Blue. I play Athaya, the rogue android operative.
And then we have Cypher Renji.
I'm Cypher and I'm playing Galahad.
And then we have Skip Skipperson.
Hi there, I'm Skip. I'm playing Jason Lancaster. You know, he's a pretty damn good pilot.
Rayon. And then we have Knifefuwu.
Hi, I'm Knifefuwu. I'm playing Son Dorian, second in command. Let's go.
Let's go. Also, Knife has done the great art for us that you see on the thumbnail and on the background here. And then we have Zoomy VT.
Hi, I'm Zumi. I'm playing Heidi and Ghost. Heidi, the woman from the past with a NHP in her brain.
Yeah. Okay, and would someone like to do a little recap on what happened last session?
I'll do it. So
Sorry, I can't remember anything.
no, that's all right. That's all right.
I was trying my best to remember, but I forgot half the things. So yeah, you go ahead and do it, Knife.
All right. So this was we did not do any combat, and we basically hung out on the ship. I think we get a little bit of Ghost and Heidi lore. We get a bit of a lore drop where Heidi doesn't wake up after a week of rest, and Ghost is basically the only one in their body. I don't think any of the rest of the crew have seen Ghost use the body. We've seen bits and pieces of Ghost inside technology, but not in the body. So we start the day off with a fire making tea, coffee, beverage of our choice. And that's a very nice thing to do. And I think we're all on the ship and we're all just talking to each other. Sorn thanks Afire for making her black battery acid coffee. It tastes wonderful. It tastes wonderful to Sorn. She loves the taste of battery acid. Sorn invites Afire onto her frame, her ship, and meets Friendly for the first time. And we kind of learn that Friendly is an AI, and there's a difference between an AI and an NHP. However, we also learned that Sorn's frame she's not the original owner of the frame. The original owner of the frame was her captain within the Empire, and she disappeared. Sorn kind of explains that she's been looking for her captain for 15 years, and there's just been no sign of her. So that's a little that's the reason why she's joined the crew. The frame just kind of the frame has a very quirky, fun personality. a fire gets like she gets like a bittersweet feeling on this frame for some reason, or like inside the ship. We move on to, I think, Ghost. Ghost and Galahad. And they're looking for Sorn. And they
Okay.
find
They do a little bit of talking before that.
yeah. Could you please elaborate on what they talked about? Because my brain is not working today.
No worries, no worries. They kind of get a little introspective, a little philosophical. There's some funny bits where Galahad's trying to be humorous, but Ghost doesn't understand that. Classic AI humor.
Robot does not
Also,
understand.
Galahad brought Ghost flowers, which is very sweet.
Ah. Ah.
He's a silly guy. What can I say?
I think in between that, Jason and Preach have a little bonding session too. They're
Yeah.
boxing.
Yeah. In the gym.
They're boxing. Yeah, in the gym. They're pumping the iron. They're not roughhousing,
No, it's more
but
so.
they are bonding.
Yeah, and you learn a little bit more about like Preach's past, Dutch's past,
As
and Jason's past, about Jason's family.
Yeah. There's because I think like we get like the juxtaposition between like, you know, young, like new up and coming young gun and Dutch's past when he was younger too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think like after that, Ghost basically wants to talk to Sorn about why she did the maneuver that she did, which was push sudden intervention out of the way during that nuclear blast. Is it in it was not an interrogation, but it was more like a okay, what's going on type of situation. Because Ghost doesn't understand what the concept of care is. Sorn basically explained to her like she did it because she cared, not because of the strategy.
Tactics, yeah.
Galahad like waddles into the office like a little duck, peeks his head through. There's a meme that's been dropped there, and I think after that, like, Jason wants to continue the movie list, and there are some fun classics, like The Slow and the Curious.
Courteous.
Courteous? The Slow and the Courteous. Yeah. And that's all that I can remember at the moment.
That basically touched all the bases. Anyone had anything they'd like to add?
I was going to say that, like, it was downtime activity, and I think we were going to continue that into this session.
Yes. Okay. So picking up where we left off, I'm just trying to remember.
I think we just finished the scene with
Yes.
the movie list.
So yeah, Jason Galahad and Ghost are all in the bar going through the movie list. I believe Afaya went back to her room.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Soren at?
I think Son is talking to Victoria
Yeah,
and Lucy.
yeah. Okay. I'm curious about that. Let's focus in there. Where are you talking to them at? Is this the med bay, or are you talking to them somewhere else?
I think she's like walking over
Mm-hmm.
and she sees both of them in the med bay and she's gonna join them.
Okay.
But like I think she's just because she finished her paperwork, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
She pokes her head through and she's like, "May I have a word with the two of you?"
Victoria's like, yes, of course. Come in, Soren.
Nice. She walks in. She like hits her knee on the table.
Ooh. Are you
And
okay?
you just hear like a smack. I'm fine. Let's continue.
Let's see. She like goes to a drawer and rattles around for something. Take this.
No, it's really fine. It's just my knee.
Let me see.
I don't want you to see my knee right
That
now.
probably means it's not good. Let me see your knee.
God. Like pulls up a
Yeah,
pant
that's
leg.
gonna bruise. Here, she like grabs some ointment and just slathers it on.
Anyway, I was here to ask you about Heidi.
Yes.
Are you aware of a situation?
She's still technically unconscious, but walking around.
That's Ghost.
Yes, we're aware. Lucy speaks up. I mean, as long as the body gets some exercise, right? So we don't see the harm. Ghost seems not a threat.
You worried that Heidi is not going to come back?
We are of course worried. Victoria speaks up. But it's something that we just have to monitor and just see. There's not a whole lot that we can do, if I'm being honest. At least not with our current facility. Maybe if we had more of a fancier med bay, but
There isn't much history on the both of them. I already spoke with Ghost. They said that they fled a facility.
yeah. A lot of unknowns.
She sits down, but her knees kind of like jarred, so she just stands back up.
Oh my gosh. Here, come over here. Come over here.
No, I'm fine. It's good. Just let me walk it off.
Okay, well if I see you limping tomorrow.
It's just a little ding on my knee. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
well,
fine.
injuries compound.
Yes, it was a shotgun wound to my knee. It almost shattered my entire leg, but it's fine now. That was. Whew,
You still have.
that was 6 years ago. Before prison.
Med bed, now.
What? You can't be serious.
I'm the doctor here.
Yes, you are. She sits on the bed, but she's try not to limp, but she's limping.
Mm-hmm.
This visit was about Heidi.
I know. We'll talk about this. She goes and she does some medical examination. She takes a machine and scans over. That's what I thought. Hairline fracture here. She goes in and grabs a brace and she puts the brace over your knee. You're gonna have to wear this for some time.
Really?
Hey, you don't want this. You don't want that cracking. You will actually break your knee.
Very well. How long do I need to wear this?
She grabs almost looks like a little medical gun, and she puts a syringe in, and she jabs you right in the thigh too. Give a week or so.
Ow.
She does it with no warning. She just.
Yeah. Your bedside manner getting worse?
I know it won't work on you.
Fair enough. Lucy, I asked them both, Galahad and Ghost.
Before you say that, I just want to have a little. Victoria's after the bedside manner getting worse, and she's like, "Oh, it won't work on you." Either that, or you might end up calling me mommy.
I think she did. I think she it doesn't register. It does not register. It is very slow to register.
Lucy's like, "What?" Don't worry about it. She'll be crying for her mommy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
Mother? My mother was the state. I was raised by the military. What do you mean by that?
Moving on. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Huh? She does not know.
I guess you're not drugged up enough.
Well, you did just put a syringe in my leg. Maybe it'll hit a little. Maybe it'll hit. Maybe I'll get it later in the day.
Anyways,
you don't know.
Ghost, Heidi, we're talking about this now.
Yes, Ghost and Heidi. I asked them to get routine checkups. If we're going to monitor them, I just said for them to see you both. I don't know if we need a mechanic, a psychologist, a doctor.
We'll need Lucy just to go over brainwaves.
Yes.
Lucy gives a thumbs up. It's my role now.
It sure is. I think she gives her a thumbs up. And if I can get any more information about this facility, perhaps we'll have a lead on something. I just don't like the idea of having a pilot go dormant, missing.
I think Victoria goes to a table, picks up a data pad, and hands it to you. This is all we know. You can go over that, see if there's any more. Maybe figure out, given the trajectory, where we picked her up, there's any facilities nearby. It sounds
That
like
would-
someone's volunteering to do intel.
I think she smiles at that. You know, I'm proactive. The
One
drugs are
second.
hitting.
Yeah, I know. I see her. Okay. I know. Victoria now has a compulsion dice.
A compulsion dice?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What's that?
You acted out that one time, and now she kind of wants to fiddle around, so she has to keep her composure down. She has to act responsibly and professional, but sometimes she'll slip up, like that comment earlier.
I love it.
Oh god.
It's for science. She's got to find your emotional response. And maybe she likes it. I don't know. You have to find out.
We gotta play the game to find out. Should we give like what counts as a coma? Should we give Heidi a time limit? Or if she's not back within a month? Should that be of our
A
concern?
month is definitely a concern. We're gonna give her a few more days, and then run some serious just checks on her.
Ghost has very little data and diagnostics. Interesting conversation with Ghost. I'm only familiar with the old tech of the Empire. NHPs aren't as sophisticated as the ones outside of the Empire.
They sure are. We've never seen a case of an HP in a human before.
Yes.
This is all new.
Ghost is interesting, though. The only directive they were given was to fly the frame. And it's a Horus frame.
There could
too.
definitely be a connection. Lucy speaks up. Yeah, I mean, Horus is kind of scary with what they do, right? We don't know anything. Like, I mean, if you believe the rumors on the net, there might be an HP behind them. Maybe this is some test flight?
Possibly. I mean, we only know one thing. Ghost and Heidi left a facility. We don't know which facility. However, I think that we just need a timeline of when and even how to even try and retrieve Heidi.
Yeah. I think this is just something we have to wait right now. And if we don't see her in a couple of days, we're going to have to see what we can with what limited stuff we have here.
Perhaps there might be a connection with Quaztech.
Yeah.
We
You
just
can
don't
go down
know.
that angle. Yeah, I'm leaving the research to you. I got enough on my plate. We both
Yes,
have enough
of
on our
course.
plate. She looks over at Lucy. Lucy weakly smiles. Like, yeah.
And how is a fire?
She's managing. I we'll have to see. There's a very real possibility that amputation might be needed, but we just got to give her time and see.
We have enough resources to get prosthetics.
Yeah.
Have you? I'm sure you have done prosthetics on an android before, Victoria.
Yeah, back in the war, yeah.
How does that work exactly?
Well, a Fia's legs are mostly organic, so just like doing it on a person. It's different if it's on more of a cybernetic part, but should be routine.
She just nods.
I want you to roll me investigation.
Oh.
Okay, 20. I'm gonna say you're gonna start a clock, a 6-tiered clock, and you are filling in 2 sections. This clock is Heidi's facility. You're gonna be researching where Heidi came from.
Nice.
Yeah, is there anything else, Warren?
I think she's thinking about it. No, nothing.
Okay, well then you go back to probably the office to do research, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, I think she's gonna make a few calls.
Mm-hmm. Into some old contacts just to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're starting your pinup board, as
Yeah.
it were.
'Cause- Conspiracy theory board.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But we're gonna leave Soren to her research. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to do?
I think after a while of thinking, Athaya would leave her room to go speak to a Dutch.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you find him. Where would he be at this time? I think he's on the bridge. He's checking in with Jane to just see flight data. So you head to the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like,
Are they?
Mhm.
Oh, no, go carry on.
He's just gonna assumes like, Afaya, oh, you probably want to talk to Jean. I'll make myself scarce.
Actually, Captain Dutch, it is you who I wish to speak with.
Yeah?
How do I best describe this? I am looking for someone with philosophical experience. Would
Ah,
that by chance be you?
I reckon it would be. Is this something you want in private?
Perhaps that may be for the best.
Okay. Okay, we'll leave you to this, Miss Sinclair. And Jean nods, like, yeah, I can handle the remaining flight path data myself. It's not too much trouble. Perfect, yeah. I'll be back after to just double check it, give a review. And Jean's like, thank you for that, Captain. It'll be in good hands. So, I suppose, because Soren's in the office. Where would Dutch go? Maybe he'd be, well, office is occupied,
It need not be that private.
Okay.
Just this should be fine. I'm just gonna look around.
just in,
It's
like, the
not
hall.
that sensitive, yeah.
Okay. Well, what's your question?
Well, you served in the Juniper Wars, correct? Underneath the Corporate Federation?
I did.
Well, then you would understand that with my construction, with my data and teachings, that I am only given certain information and things to know about the Federation. I was instructed at one point to best serve and protect the Federation and its people. However, I feel that considering your current freelance position, I feel you have gone through a process that has involved questioning the Federation as a whole, and I, for one, am beginning to possibly resonate with a similar feeling.
Well, your hunch is right. I definitely have questioned my old superiors. I mean, what's the train of thought that you're going with?
When Dutch says that, Afaya is going to push up the sleeve of her jacket on both ends, and she's just gonna hold out both of her hands and say this. Tell me, Dutch, do these hands look like hands created to protect the people of the Federation?
Yeah, I see. Why build a loaded gun to protect when a shield is right there? I'm gonna sneeze 1 second.
Got so tight.
Okay. You actually timed it really well.
I figured.
That's a question I've been asking myself. They say these lofty things like we're here to protect the people, and yet, well, loaded gun has one one purpose, right?
Indeed.
There's a certain mindset that if you wipe out those that mean you harm, that's a way to protect. I don't necessarily agree with that mindset anymore, but I think it's the logic that the feds operate on. They think if the Empire's gone, all their problems will disappear, and well, that ain't exactly the truth of it, right? Maybe it's easier to think of all your problems on a common enemy, and you get rid of that enemy, oh yay, everything's gone. Poverty, classism, all that disparity, it's out the door, even though that's right there at home.
You don't suppose that if the Empire were to be removed, then perhaps the Federation would simply find another enemy to fulfill its place and purpose.
I think there'd be a power vacuum. All the different corpos fighting to take over those assets, and well, someone's gonna get a bigger chunk than the rest. They might become the new enemy, new threat. Oh, they have more than the rest. Their guys are gonna band up and try and take them down. I think it'd be some infighting.
Dutch, if I may ask, what was the catalyst purpose for you to leave the Federation?
Well, I guess after the Juniper War, I retired. I was done with fighting. I physically was done with fighting. Mentally, I was done with fighting. I settled down. I opened up a little church out on the outskirts. Simple planet. Reminded me of home. People were, decent folk, but, well, Federation got wind that there was a Imperial among them. I don't know if it was true or not, but they searched the town. They essentially raided it. Their own outpost. And it got bad enough. I don't know all the details. I was just trying to help people. Trying to find them shelter. But town got bombed. Their own people. People that they were supposed to protect. And I had enough of it. If I couldn't live a simple life helping people, well, I'd end up being a pirate. World didn't make sense, and I just had skills that I knew how to apply. Figured I could help people in maybe a different fashion.
I see. A noble mind.
It's more noble when I say it out loud than the reality of it. We steal for a living, let's be honest. But sometimes we do good.
Taken.
Sometimes we do good.
This has given me much to think about.
Yeah, well, world's complex, but I'm always happy to lend an ear, give my 2 cents.
Well, I shall leave you be for now. I have appreciated this talk and counsel.
Of course. Yeah. And just remember, just because they made you a loaded gun, they made me a loaded gun, doesn't mean you have to follow those orders. Doesn't mean you have to be what they made you. You can change what they made you into something else.
I feel with that, Afaya would roll down the sleeves of her jacket again and kind of just put her two hands together, squeeze them tight, and just move them a little bit and nod. I will keep that in mind and perhaps may explore very soon.
Yeah. You take care. Take care, okay? After all, you're you're part of the crew.
I am honored. I have grown to admire and appreciate everyone aboard. I have much to be thankful for. I hope in turn I can return the favor.
Thinking nods. It's like, well, remember you pull your own weight around here, I'll be happy. That's all I ask. And you've been doing good work out there so far, so just yeah.
I'd say with that, Afaya takes her leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he'll end up going back to the bridge to do navigation stuff. Okay. Is Sophia heading back to her room, or is she going somewhere else?
That's actually a good question. Well, I feel like she would just make herself a tea, I guess,
Okay.
maybe,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
they would just chill out for a while until she's ready for bed.
Okay. So you go to like the lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did Heidi have something, or Ghost, I guess, in this case?
I guess the question would be, because of Soren's request for
Mm-hmm.
Heidi to be monitored, would she basically be sleeping and residing in the med bay?
I think so.
Until
I think so. That would be where you're taken away from your quarters to just be monitored there medically.
okay. I would say over what is it, a week for downtime?
It's nebulous amount of time. So far, we're still on the same day as last session.
Okay. She wouldn't have anything specific.
Okay.
Um, I will point out on this, like the same day that Galahad visited and everything,
Mhm.
the flowers that Galahad gave them, um, still have not been watered.
Yeah, fair.
perhaps actually thinking about it, that same day before getting tired, Ghost would probably did Afaya's datapad, does Ghost and Heidi still have it, or does Afaya have it?
I think you'll have access to it. I think it's in a common area, so that like either of you can check on it when you need to. Because Afaya
Okay.
did say she would like you to, look into this.
Okay. I would say before settling down back in the med bay for the night, Ghost would probably still try to work on getting access to that datapad.
Okay, roll. What is it? Hack or fix? Fix or hack? Okay, yeah. 23 is very good. Let's see here.
I think I think it cleared, but I think it was at 2 before.
Mm-hmm. I think this clears the clock. I think with that 23, it's enough sections filled in that you can access the datapad.
I would probably say because Ghost has been active for the day, or for a section of the day, Ghost would probably, after doing that, would probably begin to settle in for the night. Unless somebody else needs something from them.
Okay.
And then would probably go to Afaya the next day.
Okay, so like you'll unlock it, be like, oh, I'm tired. I can wait, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What about Galahad or Jason?
I just wanted to say, because because he's not sleeping throughout the day and night, I was wondering if I could ask if Galahad could be sliding around the whole ship, "Virtual Insanity" by Jamiroquai, that music video.
I don't know that one.
You know where he's like sliding towards the camera with his hand out.
Oh.
He's just doing that the whole day and night because he's just sliding around.
Okay. Is he
with a broomstick? He's brushing the floor.
Okay. So he's doing cleaning.
Yeah, and his attempt at mimicking dance.
Okay. So he's doing some dancing. What about for Jason?
I think Jason would put the finishing touches on this list and then go find Afaya.
Okay. See, it sounds like she's in the lounge right now.
Yeah, so I think Jason wouldn't have left. He would have just like drank a little bit and then tried to finish the list by himself as people kind of petered out.
Yeah.
So if watching Galahad kind of just like frictionlessly slide out of the room and just being like, oh, okay, good luck with you cleaning. Oh. God, I love the guy, but that's fucking freaky. And then seeing Afaya kind of walk in, and he turns to her and goes, "Oh, hey, actually, I was going to look for you. I wanted to say two things, if you got a second."
I am all ears, Jason.
1 second. We need to move Discord calls because we're in the wrong thingy.
Wow.
Oh, we are.
We'll be right there. Yippee! Okay.
Yay!
If you hear this in the VOD, that means I'm too lazy to edit this out. Smile. So Jason finds a fire, gives the greetings.
Yeah, so firstly, I wanted to say thank you for the protein shake. That was you didn't have to do that. That was a really nice a nice little treat. So thank you. And I got a gift for you actually. I don't know how you felt after our movie night the other night, but I made a list of movies for you to consider watching. Either if you want to watch them by yourself or if you want to watch them with a group. They kind of go through the whole like range of emotions for people, and it sounds like you're already making some progress. I mean, if you're telling me that you're all ears, that's I forget what metaphor. Yeah, you're already digging in. So like, I hope this helps.
Jason, I know English and metaphor and essentially how to use words. I just don't know I would describe mental and spiritual allocations of emotion. Or in some cases physical, for emotions such as sadness with crying.
Good point.
Oh, yes.
I
I did enjoy that terrifying movie the other night. I just had to leave early because I would expire on the couch if I did not, for I have moved my leg reactionarily and it was not pleasant and I did not want to fall asleep in the lounge as I feel that would be inappropriate.
No, I get that. That and it's nice to I don't know how you feel about it or if you feel about it, but I know for me, there's only a handful of places I really feel comfortable, and bed's finally one. But I mean, it's either here or same day, you know. So I understand what you mean. Anyway, I just wanted to say thanks. That was a nice thing you did, and I appreciate it.
I am pleased that you enjoyed it. I wanted to do something to express my gratitude, however small, to the crew. For everyone aboard this vessel has been, how should I put this? Very very supportive. And I would not be functioning as I were now if you all were not. And I feel indebted to return the favor however I can. And it pleases me to do so. I think the term appropriate would be family, or at bare minimum, friends.
I think you and I got that in common. I also feel indebted to these folks and to you, especially
How
Dutch. I don't know where
so?
I'd be without Dutch.
I just returned from talking to Dutch.
Oh, any trouble or just we still on our way?
I simply wanted to have a philosophical discussion. That is all.
Yeah, he's been really good for that, honestly. Like, is this weird? Is this weird that, like, we're talking about family, and he feels more like a dad to me than my actual fucking dad? No, that's kind of fucked. Like, I've only been here a couple months, right? But, like, even in that time, that man's already treated me with more, like a sentient being than my own dad did. Not like a fucking asset, you know what I mean? Which is fucked, because, like, we're doing this for money. So, like, what does that say about me if the man who's paying me to, do a job is a better leader figure to me than my own fucking dad? And he, like, drinks a big gulp of his beer when he's doing that.
I, in a sense, cannot relate, for I both have no experience with a parental figure such as a mother or father, or anything in between said term. But I feel the second closest thing by proxy would be creator or life giver. But even then, I have no more recollection of mine due to the removal of the mind spike from my cortex.
Yeah, well, they're not all they're cracked up to be. So maybe you got a better deal than I did. I wouldn't sweat it.
Considering that I had a potentially life-threatening... No, it was not potential. It was flat out, now that I think about it. You ever just talk out loud and you're thinking at the same time, and it ends up making more sense as you say it? It's one of those. Anywho.
Yeah. No, all the time. I think that's a good way to actually get in touch with your emotions, right? As you talk to someone and you're kind of like actually sitting down and thinking about it, and the act of doing that forces you to, like, feel your feelings about the thing, right? And instead of just not doing it, like not thinking about it, you are there in the moment thinking about it. So yeah, I know what you mean.
So when you say that, you're essentially saying that there is a correlation between thinking and emotion. Would you describe this as emotional intelligence?
It's like half of it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, full disclosure. If I, my family was very well to do, and I've had a shrink whether I've needed one or not, since I was pretty young. And that guy basically told me, like, hey, like, thinking about things half of the problem. You got to actually, like, feel the feelings you're feeling. So thinking is only half the battle. The other half is, like, letting yourself feel sad or feel happy about the thing that happened. So it's like halfway there, but, like, it's a trap. You can get stuck in it and just think about it and be like, "Yep, I thought about it. There we go. We did it. I thought the feeling. I thought the thing, and I still don't get it." You know. He takes another drink.
Such similar mental traps are highly frowned upon, and we are warned to not delve upon them in in all scenarios. There is a fear of locking ourselves into a forever thinking loop, or it could cause us to potentially go rogue. However, upon further thinking, especially after my interaction with Dutch and prior life experience up in the last month, I feel that there could be some ulterior motive in such way of thinking for that thought to be true. For it could potentially be either a half-truth or a total lie.
What are you
other
saying?
words,
Like, go ahead. Sorry.
I am questioning a lot of things about my creators. Tell me, Jason. I need to know this would be an appropriate reaction. If I were to meet the person who created me and subjected me to potentially life-altering adjustments to my entire being, such as a mind spike per se, would it be appropriate to shoot that person in the face?
You know, and I think he reaches behind the bar and finds another like mountain light and like cracks it and puts it on the table for Afaya. I think that would be wholly appropriate. Would you like to toast?
I have never toasted before, but there is a first for everything. And she puts down her tea and sets it to the side. And she's gonna open the beer.
I think Jason gets her a glass to make this actually a nice toast. It's like, fuck our creators. Clink. Drink.
To hell with our creators. Clinks and drinks it.
I don't know about you, but that actually feels really nice to get off my chest.
Really? That sounds pleasing.
I mean, do you feel any different?
Yeah. I think so. It feels nice that this experience, although there is several variances, is not an entirely unique feeling, and that it can be reciprocated by many individuals, such as yourself, for example.
I guess for me too, it's nice to know, regardless of whether or not it's regardless of the origin, shit parents are a universal constant. He chuckles to himself and he takes another drink. Hey, you want to dig in that movie list? Galahad was real excited about The Slow and the Courteous.
What
You want to talk
is-
about family? That's a good family film.
Oh, that's good. Oh, you don't say. That could be an interesting movie to delve upon, then.
Are Five's hands on the bar?
I would say both of her hands are like around her drink.
I think Jason will lightly, he'll like approach your forearm for a second with his hand and just be like, "Can I put my hand on your arm for a second? Is that okay?"
Sure.
And he does, and he's like, "Thanks for talking to me. Let's go watch this movie."
Avaya doesn't know what to say, but she'll like take a sip from her glass and go, okay. By the way, she has never drank alcohol before.
I think in the same spirit of hedonism, Jason's gonna go like steal a bag of snacks or popcorn from behind the bar, and it's just like, "Yeah, you ever had popcorn with movie? We didn't actually eat anything last time."
I
Let's make it
have
better.
never had popcorn.
Oh shit! Well, you in for a treat. Let's do it. And I think Jason will put a quick text out to the rest of the group, the rest of the ship, and just be like, "Hey, we're gonna watch The Slow and the Courteous." And that's like, I'm good with the scene being right there.
Yeah. That's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Cypher,
Hey.
can I get you to roll me a d20?
Yes.
Okay. Galahad realizes something. Those flowers haven't been watered, have they?
Oh no. I completely forgot. He drops the stick, the broom, and he proceeds to look around, and it's like, must find water dispenser. Where? Why am I still wearing this? Why am I here? What is happening? And then he proceeds to run around to find water.
Okay. So you make your way to the kitchen, and as you are heading towards the kitchen, you actually bump into somebody. Not hard enough to, like, you don't, neither party falls off their feet. But you bump into Niana, and she is in the kitchen getting her own jug of water. Oh, Galahad.
Hello, white-haired lady. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You seem to be in a rush. Are you okay?
Am I okay? Yes. I am in a rush. There are flowers in my friend's room that I forgot to pour water in. They will die if I do not pour water.
Oh, well. When did you get these flowers?
I'm sorry?
When did you get them?
I bought them when I went to buy clothes.
Okay, well, it's only been like a day. They won't die right away. They'll have some life in them.
Okay.
You
Are
don't
you
need
a
to
flower
panic.
expert?
I may have cared for some flowers in my time. My mother was a big gardener, so...
I see. Your mother was a gardener. That is impressive.
Yes, well, more of a hobby gardener, not a professional. She, tried to make our place a little fancier. Kenture 3 is, at least where we lived on the planet, its climate was rough, but certain hardy flowers could grow.
I heard the climate depends on whether or not a flower survives.
Yes. But most flowers you get from a station are, they're engineered to survive in space stations and ships. So, climate-controlled environments such as these, it should be fine.
I do hope so. On the back of the box it said, limited edition super flowers can last anywhere.
Oh.
I have been told these
Fancy.
things lie sometimes.
Well, let's go have a look. I was actually about to water the flowers in my room, but they can wait.
Galahad grabs a cup, pours water in it, and then he, without realizing, he's kind of walking by sliding his legs.
Would she comment on that?
Would she comment on that?
No, she's gonna be polite and be like, okay. I don't really know what's going on, but I'm not from here. I don't know how Spaceborne do it. Yeah, she'll follow you to the med bay.
Yeah, he goes to the door and then he knocks on it, not knowing if anyone is in there or not.
That's a good question. Is anyone in there? Is Heidi in there right now, or Ghost?
It takes a second, but then the door does slide open and you see Heidi there, and you hear, "Oh, Galahad, how did you know I was awake?"
I did not know you were awake. I just came here to water the flowers I brought.
When did you bring flowers?
When you were unconscious. And Ghost was taking your place.
Wait, Ghost? What happened?
You were not awake. And Ghost was controlling your body. I came in around that time because I wanted to bring flowers, wishing you a healthy return. But you, Heidi, were not awake, so to speak.
She kind of like thinks for a second. She's like, "But where? Well, let's come in. Let's not talk about this in the hall."
Okay.
And
He slides in.
Niana follows in suit. She does like a slight bow. It's like a hello. I understand you were part of the crew, escorting me to my home.
I'm a part of the crew. Is that what we are currently doing? As she kind of questioningly looks at Galahad.
Yes, we are escorting her.
Sorry, I've been recovering since.
Oh no, it's fine.
Our last mission. I don't quite she kind of like mouths to Galahad, like, "How long has it been?"
He leans close. It's been quite a while. Ghost has been controlling your body for a day or so.
It's been, I think, a week actually.
A week.
She's been unconscious for a week. Whether Ghost has been
Yeah,
in
yeah,
full
but-
control.
You have been unconscious for a week, but the day I brought the flowers, Ghost was in control, so
That's new. She'll take the water jug and she'll say, "Well, come sit." And she'll go to pour the water into the flowers, and she'll also go over to her data pad and send a message to I'm still learning the crew's names based on their roles. The medic.
Victoria.
She'll send a message to Victoria and say, I'm not. Basically, it'll read like, I'm not sure if you were monitoring me, but I'm awake, and she'll sign it Heidi,
Okay.
because she has that kind of thought in her head of like, wait, that's new. Type thing.
Okay.
Sorry, but apologies. Let me properly introduce myself. I'm Heidi. I've been a part of the crew for joined the crew fairly recently. I'm one of the pilots.
Understandable. Well, I've been on the ship for a little bit. There's a package that was you all went to retrieve for me. I'm not sure if you're part of that mission, but if you were, thank you. And I've just been, on this ship until you take me and the package home.
I was. That was the mission I've been recovering from.
Well, I appreciate it. And she goes over to the flowers just to examine them and check on them.
Thank you for the flowers and the water, Galahad. I appreciate it.
no problem.
Are you? She kind of like looks down at Galahad. Is he wearing the new clothes?
Yes, yeah. He's wearing the whole new getup.
Yeah, I haven't drawn his new outfit yet, but just imagine him in a new outfit.
Are you? Are you okay?
He went shopping with me. He wanted to redefine his outfit.
I wanted to try something new, so I feel great. They were all on sale too. For some reason, that created a spark in my chest. I am unfamiliar with this, but I like it.
She kind of like questioning looks up and down, like kind of still back and forth between the clothes and Galahad. Did you say you feel?
Yes.
She kind of
Ever since my core expansion, words and meanings of those words have been becoming normal to me, as if I've always had them, and it's still expanding.
She kind of like looks for a second. She's like, "What have I missed? I think I need a drink."
You missed a lot, so you'll probably want to drink. Jason has been great at offering people beverages. For me, though, I can't drink, so I simply pour oil on my chest. Don't worry, I clean up after myself.
Is that
Do you like assistance to the lounge then?
uh? Sure. Let me see if Victoria needs to check on me though,
Fair,
because
fair.
I'm assuming it's not normal for someone to wake up in the med bay and not have some sort of examination before leaving.
That's fair. I'll head on. I don't want to interrupt anything. I was just here for the flowers. Do take care. And so she
Uh,
heads on out.
Goodbye, white hair lady that likes flowers. Would you like to see Victoria? Heidi?
Yes. She'll check to see if Victoria responded.
Yeah,
Or
Victoria's like
whatnot.
on my way. And actually she kind of passes Niana out the door. She's like, oh. Well, good morning. How are you feeling?
Confused.
Understandable. Galahad, be a dear and put this around Heidi's arm.
He puts. Well, he wraps the thing around Heidi's arm.
It's one of those things that feel the pressure thing to check your blood
Oh
pressure.
yeah.
Big momanometer.
Yeah. And Heidi just gets to just checking your vitals and whatnot. It's like, well, physically, you're fine, which is good. How do you feel besides the confusion?
It doesn't feel like time has passed. How, Galahad? You said it had been a while, and that woman had also said it had been a while. How long have
A
we been out?
week.
It's been a week, yes.
Her eyes kind of widen a little bit.
Yes, we actually had Ghost out and about the other day, or today rather.
Did they do anything?
Well, mostly been spending time with Galahad, and I believe you went with him to visit Jason in the lounge.
Yes. Ghost is quite humorous. Ghost and I managed to drive the poor Jason mad.
Oh dear.
I'll have to apologize to him somehow. She turns to Victoria and I don't remember anything.
Yes, that is concerning. It seems that when Ghost is in control, your brainwave activity is dampened. Essentially, it's like you're sleeping.
I know up until now, Ghost has taken control during missions and other things. And how do I put this? I still remember that.
But you haven't remembered that.
It's like, how do I put this? When Ghost is piloting the frame, it's like I'm in the back of a taxi.
Hmm.
I can interact with the driver and I can see where the taxi's going. I have no memory of Ghost being active.
Well, that is especially concerning. We will. I'll have to talk with the captain about maybe making a pit stop somewhere on the way with a better medical facility.
I mean, I don't feel sick or anything.
Yes, well, if an NHP is taking control of your brain and you're losing time itself, we might need to just check out your brain activity. A part of me is worried that maybe there's an overwrite process and that is happening, and I very much hope that is not the case. Again, this is, well, something we've never witnessed before. It's better to have all the answers sorted out when you're facing the unknown.
When you say overwrite process, you mean like Ghost is erasing me?
I do not know if that's even what's happening. That's just a fear that I have that I would like to ease up that fear. And I'm sorry for bringing it up. I'm sure that must be scary to hear, but I at least want to be honest about what I believe could be a possibility.
That is. Her eyes widen. That is terrifying.
That's why I think we should get to a medical facility where we can actually process this.
That might be a good idea. You, Galahad, you said I had met, or Ghost had met Jason. This is really weird. My body is doing things I don't remember.
Yes, Ghost did meet Jason.
I'll have to reintroduce myself soon. This is all confusing and strange, and
We'll sort this out. Don't worry.
she kind of like is looking around the room to try to like get her surroundings and sees Avia's data pad and apparently I'm guessing Ghost cracked this. as she holds out Afaya's data pad to Victoria.
Yes, well, I believe Afaya is with Jason actually at the moment.
Are we mid mission right
No, we are
now?
currently just well, we're on our way to Kendra 3. But there's no active mission going on.
What do you suggest I do?
Well, keep me updated on if you have any headaches or anything that feels out of the ordinary. I'm going to be completely honest. This is a little bit above what I'm used to, which is why I'm going to go talk to Dutch right away, and we are going to change your course to the nearest. There's an outpost near here, or that should be around here. Some old friends of mine who are more adept at these kind of issues should help us.
Okay. Should I wait here, or am I
You're
free to...
physically cleared. Galahad, be a dear and just stay with Heidi. Make sure she is okay.
Okie dokie.
Yes, you're free to explore the ship. Just stick by Galahad.
Okay. I think I need that drink, and
Yeah.
maybe to just relax and not get worked up about something I can't control until someone else is looking at me.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I can't do more, but well, it's
No, it's fine. I have questions and concerns. Let's go find a drink, Galahad.
All right.
okay. You two head over to the lounge.
He slides in.
Heidi's actually gonna kind of giggle at that and just, are you learning dancing?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I don't think I've seen anybody do that kind of a move for... Actually, I haven't seen a lot from this time. People didn't dance like that back at home.
I have never seen much of dancing moves myself. I have been looking them up on the holovids recently.
Speaking of holovids, as you enter the lounge, you just hear car noises. That's about family.
Ah. I recognize that. My favorite film, Slow and Courteous. It seems
see
they
it?
are watching a movie.
Oh, okay. Wait. She kind of like, you see like the moment of like her fingers up like recognition, but like it curls over like something's not quite right. I have questions, but okay.
I may have answers.
I still adjusting to this time.
Take your time.
Anyways, that drink?
Ah, yes.
Galahad looks at the drinks.
So many names. So many brands. Why is one of them just named Daniels? Who is he? Who names a drink after themselves? Would you like a drink of Daniels? Well, I don't know. Would you like it?
And you hear like a blurring sound in his voice.
I'm assuming this
Sorry.
is loud enough where the other people can hear too.
Yeah. Afia, Jason, if you want to engage with this, you totally can.
Yeah. I think Jason from the couch is just gonna say, "Hey man, a lot of them are named after the guy who made it. Just either get that or get the one with the mountain."
Or
He
when in
grabs the
doubt,
one with the mouth.
water is very healthy.
I do not
doesn't-
understand.
Water doesn't help with waking up to everything happening today.
Oh. If you need help waking up with water, I have learned that throwing water at a person wakes them up. Do you want me to do that?
No, not again, dude.
Oh.
Don't. That wasn't funny the first time. It wasn't funny the third time. Not again.
But it was funny the fourth time.
Fuck you.
At least I thought it was.
That was mean. I don't actually mean that. Please don't do that again, though.
It is okay, Jason. I have learned to read human humor, sarcasm, and much more. This is Galahad.
And he gives a thumbs up, staring somewhere.
Sorry, I'll get your drink with the picture of the mountain.
Thank you. She'll sit down. Sit down to watch the movie. Did he say you're Jason?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, am I? Are you okay? Am I speaking with Ghost here?
Heidi.
Oh, well. In that case, it's good to finally actually make your acquaintance. I think the entire time you've been on Dutch's crew, I've been doing missions for him off ship.
So I heard. There's a lot I'm learning about that's happening, and I need a way to process and shut my brain off.
Well, I don't know if what your most preferred method is, but my most preferred method is living my life 1/4 parsec at a time. So if you want, if you'd like, we'll keep going with the movie.
What does that even mean?
Don't worry
You
about
just
it.
hear in the background.
She's gonna say, "I'd like that."
Also, Galahad, you do realize the thing that you've discovered, like, if you make alcohol, you get to call it like Galahad or Galahads or whatever you want to call it, you could just make a beverage, and it could be the Galahad.
Jason turns to you. No, sorry. Galahad's head like turns to you in a very like slow, the kind of like those the like droidicas from Star Wars, where like the body moves as well.
Jason, for future reference, it is a very bad idea to tell that specific thing to a robot. I do not know what alcohol tastes like. For all we know, I could make poison. I could kill someone. Can you
I mean,
imagine?
that-
Galahad's
alcohol is poison.
paradise. It will kill you.
I mean, that's the secret, though. It is poison. You just got to make it a little less poisony. It's like, so it's fun poison, not bad poison, you know? I guess you literally just told me you don't, but
Would you volunteer to be my taste tester? Because I do not know how to drink or know what it tastes like.
I mean, if we had the doc do a chemical analysis first, yeah, absolutely.
But then wouldn't that give away his secret formula?
She makes a good point. This is troublesome.
Right,
I cannot
but,
allow my enemies to know the Galahad's drink.
She's just got this.
I'm just saying, if the secret of the formula is heavy metals, I would like the chemical analysis, please.
She's just got this grin on her face that she seems like she's egging Galahad on because it's easing her mind.
So if I put enough or the right kind of alcohol, it could upset a human's stomach severely.
Or kill them.
I see. Thank you, Jason, Heidi, for telling me this information. I'm sure you will regret it in due time.
I regret it now. In fact, I'm regretting it right now.
That is good. You are ahead of everyone. You've always been good at that, Jason. I am proud of you to call you my friend and roommate.
I mean this in a loving way, Galahad. Fuck you.
Yes, Jason. Same to you.
And he has this like he's trying to do like this enthusiastic pose like Monsters Inc., but you can tell it's bullshit.
Just wait. I will make the ultimate alcohol beverage. No one will drink it. I will probably get sued. That is what humans do, I think.
That tracks. Yeah.
It won't track for long because I will derail everything. Ha. Ha ha. I am witty.
Yeah, buddy. No, you are though.
Afia, do you want to do the honors as Heidi hands her data pad, which has been which has been unlocked?
I would say Afia would be like on the couch, but I think she'd be like half asleep. But if we were to like tap her with it or like say her name or just throw it at her, she would wake up.
She'll just Uh, Afaya? Are you okay?
Huh? Oh. Yeah. Yes. I
Uh,
should probably sleep soon. Is this my data pad?
I think Ghost unlocked it earlier.
Oh. Well, let's see then. I run the pass code through. Uh, have you looked through this yet?
I just enough to realize that uh it was already um unlocked
Huh.
before I got to it.
Then I assume Ghost unlocked it and... Huh. I have not heard anything from Ghost in that time period, in correlation to the datapad.
I don't remember anything at all.
I know how that can feel. Let me think for a moment. First, I feel I should look through here. I should have a set of data entries made by myself. I feel they should date back to, at least back to my last mission before I joined you all. And after she says that, she says it kind of shakingly, like she's starting to remember something. Actually, Heidi,
Yes.
I'm going to take the data pad and look through it over tonight. I will return this to you afterwards, and you can do with it as you please. In
You
fact, if you wanted to keep it, you could do so.
you don't want to keep it?
No, recent revelations has given me pause to the idea of picking up where my creators left off. I have no wish to be a weapon anymore. Anything that belongs to them, anything that once belonged to that version of me, the one with the mind spike implanted into her cortex, I wish to be rid of it.
Are you going to give up being a pilot?
No. I am reconsidering my role on the team. Before this date, I have been the long-range sniper of the group, backed up by several drones and deployable cover I can provide from the distance, as well as several variants of cover fire. But I've been having memories, old memories of my last mission before I joined the crew. And I can't bear the thought of losing another squadron. Not ones that have come to save my life more than once now.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
Heidi, in the time you have been unconscious and controlled by Ghost, I've had a emotional behavioral processing program implanted into my programming. I can now actually attempt to configure emotions, or at least try to understand them. It will be a process, but I feel at Victoria's suggestion that things like this are good.
When she says
Are
that, just Heidi's just gonna take a sip and just mumble to herself, not like whispered, but like mumble to herself, like I have missed so much.
Yeah, like Afia's even like not even wearing her like jumpsuit. It's like actual clothing. She's not wearing her jacket right now, but she's like wearing a tank top and like Arctic camo pants. But not only that, but taking into consideration the past events of the last month in my personal life experience, I don't think I should behold any loyalty to the Federation at this point, especially not with Kwastek.
I have no idea any prior knowledge of any of these groups or factions. Uh,
Well, with this datapad, I should have a database somewhere with information regarding some of them. After all, I do recall being Although created by Questec, I was also in the employment of Marauder Incorporated. That was before this.
All of this is very new to me.
Given that you are out of this time period, yes, I imagine so.
You know, I still remember like it was not long ago.
In regard to what? You are not specific.
I was thinking of words. I've been told home isn't there anymore.
Home being cradle, yes.
Uh, I mean, I guess I called it Earth.
I do recall that is something it has been called in the past.
She just looks at her drink and just downs whatever's left in the cup. Just like doesn't seem to be able to completely process some of the thoughts that are going through her brain. Kind of like a lot of stuff is coming to a head.
Generally speaking, it is frowned upon to drink your problems away, especially after multiple medical records has proven it doesn't really work.
Oh well, it helps make me feel better, and I want to relax and not think about things right now.
I like tilts her head a little bit. This conflicts with the previous notions I have been introduced to.
We can talk more about it in detail later, but I miss home. And it hurts knowing I can't go back. And I will never see anyone I used to call friends and family again.
Uh, the
That's good.
you see Galahad kind of sliding towards you both like this from the counter, and he looks over.
For our
Heidi.
audio listeners, um, he's just he's just sliding with his hand out.
He's sliding with his hand out and then taps Heidi's shoulder in a very awkward, like robot, stoic way.
I cannot comprehend what you are going through, but we are here for you, and should you need anything, let us know. I am not good at helping others feel better, but if you wish to not think, I know a great knockout technique that will not hurt.
She kind of like she looks at Jason with a look of concern of like the look of these two people around me don't understand just wanting to get drunk, and just has a look of help.
You see he taps again.
I am just pulling your leg. What you're experiencing is what Jason went through. This is very fun. I understand
I'll
why
actually pull
humans
the leg
do it.
though. He'll pull the leg. Don't tempt him. Also, the
You're not
knockout thing.
supposed to. Jason, do not spill the secrets. That goes against our code of conduct. Please.
Look, okay, you have choked me awake and dumped water on me while I was sleeping at this point. So I don't know what our code of conduct is supposed to be there, pal.
It was highlighted under must check if companion, friend, ally is alive. I hear that is how humans will wake up. That or simply screaming. Would you like me to download a screaming modulator so I can wake you up, Jason?
Please no. Also, wait a second. So you're telling me that the terms and conditions thing that I clicked like a couple weeks back, that wasn't another one of your jokes? That was actually real?
You can see his eye sockets are looking right and left. And then he looks at you.
No.
Oh fuck. And he'll get another mountain brand beer. It's just cheap beer, and pass it to Heidi. Be like, I understand.
Thanks.
This is fun. I enjoy, as some humans put it, taking the piss. I am understanding more and more why people use wit.
As this conversation is going on, I feel Afaya climbs back into her wheelchair and takes the data pad and goes back to her room.
Goodbye.
Gahad's like doing like a slight little wave.
Afaya doesn't really respond with anything.
Did I do anything else today as not me?
Lev, is this still the same day?
Yeah.
Yeah. We picked movies earlier. I don't know what you were doing before that, but if you want me to call you, not you, has a very good taste in action flicks.
I mean, well, sorry, I'm still processing. I can't explain how unnerving it is not controlling my own body.
It must be difficult. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I gotta think it's kind of like sleepwalking, but like worse.
I wish that were the case. I sleepwalking, at least you can wake up. Sorry, this is this is a little much to be talking about like this. If I was really looking to dump my problems on someone, I should probably be paying them.
Can you afford to pay anyone?
uh, well, that hopefully is why I have a job. We will get paid at some point, right?
Galahad just looks left and right.
I hope so.
Yeah, has Dutch paid us yet, Lav?
Technically, yeah.
What does technically mean?
You got your experience points, which is money.
Ah, okay.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, we get paid. What are you talking about?
I mean, I don't know how much a shrink would cost, but I feel like there's a lot that needs to be unpacked. But that's for later.
I mean, worst case, you always go talk with Doc.
That's true. For now, let's enjoy the movie.
That was a sick drift. It's so slow. So courteous.
Yeah, Nif Gasoline really just, slowly merges in traffic. What a guy.
What a guy indeed.
You know, the most important thing in life will always be the people in this room. Right here, right now.
How does he know we're here?
I mean, I don't, Galhead, buddy. Al. He's just that powerful. He knows.
He has that kind of power.
Yeah, all actors do.
Yep. Especially ones that are good with family.
I wish to learn this power.
Oh, you have to become an actor to get it.
Oh, then I fail already.
How do you fail?
I cannot act. I have one expression. This.
And he's just looking at you.
Not very versatile.
Earlier you used a different voice.
Yes, but just voices. Speaking of, I have been trying to mimic other people slowly. Would you like to see my Sorn impression?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you see, like, he shakes his head a bit, and then, like, his audio is like it's going through like a radio chatter. It's changing, and then, yes, I am miserable. Look at my left arm. I have an obligation to look after people on this ship. Ugh.
That's so
Why,
good.
yes. I am leading this team. And you see, like, he's trying to, like, blow hair, but there's no hair there. And he's doing like the hand gesture. I am Sorn. And then he shakes his head, goes back to normal.
That was my Sorn impression.
What do you mean you can't act?
Do you think I can?
Is that not acting?
No. I was doing it to make fun of her without her knowing. But if
You see him pause, and then he looks at you again.
I think I will give this a shot. I do like doing impressions. Although I think Sorn will hate it.
That's part of the charm there, bud. Also, I mean, like, you got the voice work down. You're working on the dancing. Like, yeah, I think you're pretty far along.
I've always wanted to.
Oh, so what?
Do you want to know where Sorn is?
Yes,
now,
actually.
during the moment, like this is gonna be funny. You just get like down the hall. She's in the armory and she's like shooting. She's checking the weapons, and like you just get like a montage of her just like shooting the fuck out of out of a target. As you're doing the impression, like you just hear like in the distance like gunshots and like different types of guns being used.
I like to say, now that you've shared that information, after a bit, Galahad looks at both of them. And even though he's a robot, you see this desperation posture.
Please don't say anything. I may be a robot, but I'm starting to understand the concept of fear.
I won't. I'll keep it a secret.
Thank you, Heidi.
I mean, your secret's safe with me, but if you manage to pull it off while she's in the room, I mean, that's bonus points.
Even better if you can get her to laugh with it.
What if that's the secret, Galahad?
What's the secret?
What if that is? What if she'll laugh at her own impression? You know?
I didn't think of it like that. Doing the impression in front of her. But I feel like timing and place is also important. If I do it now, she'll probably shoot me square in the face.
I mean, you know the saying, right, about jokes, Galahad? You know what the most important thing about comedy is?
What's that?
Timing. Hey,
Timing.
yeah, see? Get it?
Yes. You, Jason, are a witty individual. I follow your ways more than you realize.
And he pulls out his this like it's like a handbook he has, and he flips the pages where it says like
Jason Witty 101.
and it's like a crude drawing of your face.
I follow these ways.
Did you read a handbook about things that I do?
Do, say, everything. I learn about everyone in this ship. Dutch doesn't know it, but he's very preachy out loud. I learn a lot from him too.
That
He's about as
I mean, that's
subtle
his-
as a
that's his name,
nuclear
though.
bomb.
That's true. That's not. Yeah, you're spot on with that one. Actually, yeah.
I believe people call it charming. It is part of his charm. And then
He flips to the Sorn page, and then he passes it to you, and it's just like Sorn like folding her arms, and it says like grumpy, grumpy, grumpy on all the pages.
I don't have much to add for Soren. I wish to edit it, but I cannot comprehend what besides this.
Physical violence.
I will write this down.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Physical violence. Shoots at plastic objects
Mhm.
with every gun. I need to draw her fake arm.
In the
One day, I will make Soren laugh.
in the armory, she's like throwing daggers and knives at the target now. Like at rapid speed with her like mechanical arm.
I like to think every time the dagger lands, Galahad's eyes blink.
Yeah, yeah.
Every
Like it's
time a
like it's
dagger
cutting
lands.
between. Yeah. Like cutting between the target and Galahad's eyes.
This has been fun. I'm feeling a little drained and probably should get some rest.
Then get some rest, please. Take care of yourself.
I
Yeah, I mean, like we got a whole list of movies to go through with Aya, so go do what you gotta.
and I appreciate that, and she'll finish her drink and then head for her room.